Good morning. Welcome to AP Computer Science A. Today we're going to go over section 9.3 SA and has a relationships. So be sure to have your notes with you. Now today's lesson is going to be a little more complex and more challenging to understand. So you might want to read through your notes first, then watch the video and then revisit your notes once again to fully grasp the concepts. Be sure to have your repo opened up to section 9.3, type in your name, period, and don't forget to click submit once you are done so you can get credit for this assignment. So notice that we have the same repo from last time. We have our hamburger class, which has your private instance variables. We have your constructors. We have your mutator methods, and I did add another gated method for the price. And we're going to say that every hamburger class is going to be $3 just to be able to simplify the output. Doesn't matter if you have 5 patties, it doesn't matter if it has 1 patty, the price is going to be $3. And we also have our Western burger. Or Western burger extends hamburger, which means that Western burger is our child class, hamburger is our parent class. So therefore, Western burger is a hamburger. By hamburger is not a Western burger. It has an additional 2 instance variables, bacon and onion rings. We have our constructors, we have our setter methods, and I did add another getter method, which is the price, which we override the previous one. So therefore, the price for a Western burger is going to be $5. And we also have our toString on both classes. Now, to be able to simplify the output, we are just going to keep 2 of the hamburgers. We're going to keep the first hamburger, and we're going to keep the first Western burger, and that's going to be able to leave us with B1 and B3. Now, if we print it out, if we run it, we should be able to get the following output. We have our hamburger and our Western burger with bacon and onion rings. Now, in this section, we are dealing with SA and has a relationships. But we're also going to be talking about polymorphism. Polymorphism is poly is many, morphism is forms, so many forms. So therefore, let's just go and keep B1 and B3. We know that's going to be called the toString method. Now, whenever we deal with the Western burger, we know that a Western burger extends hamburger. So therefore, a hamburger is the parent class, Western burger is the child class, and the Western burger is a hamburger, but a hamburger is not a Western burger. So there's going to be times that we need to be able to declare your Western burger, we can declare it as a hamburger. Even though we are creating a Western burger, it's going to take the form of a hamburger. And if we run it, it should print exactly the same. So therefore, that is valid. And the only reason that's valid is because a Western burger is a hamburger. Now, if we try to do the same thing here, a hamburger is a Western burger. If we run it, it's going to say hamburger cannot be converted to a Western burger because a hamburger is not a Western burger, but a Western burger is a hamburger. So one of the things is you might be thinking is, well, that's fine, but why do we ever want to do this? Well, we're going to go over 2 reasons today. But we actually, before we actually get to those 2 reasons, we want to go over some of the rules. I'm going to go and comment my first print statement out. And in this case, let's say that instead of printing the entire Western burger, just like we did here, we're going to print the Western burger. We just want to be able to print the price. So therefore, I'm going to say that in Western burger has a get price, which should give me $5. So I'll say dot get price. It's a method, and therefore if I run it, it should print $5, and it does. Now, what if I want to be able to print the how many slices of bacon? Western Burger also has get bacon. So I'll say get bacon instead of get price. And if I run it, I should get 1 slice of bacon. It says cannot find symbol get bacon. But we know that get bacon is on Western Burger. So why? Now, if this, let's see, if this was a Western Burger, I should be able to get the get bacon should give me 1. And it does. But whenever it's a hamburger, it does not. The reason why is that in order for it to be able to access get bacon, because it's think you created a Western Burger, but it's taking the form of a hamburger, the get bacon should be on both classes in order to be able to get access. Even though it's a Western Burger, in order to be able to have access to the get bacon, it should be on both classes, and that's why it doesn't work. Now the get price does work because get price is in your Western Burger, which will get printed as 5.0, but it also is in your Western Burger. Even though we don't access this one here, in order to be able to use a method, it must be on both the Western Burger and the hamburger in order for you to be able to print it out and get 5.0. So let's see. Western Burger is a hamburger, and now remember that hamburger also extends all of the classes extend the object class, which is the main class that has the toString method, the equals method, among others that we covered on the last section. So therefore, by that definition, I should be able to print, I should be able to create a Western Burger, but it should take the form of an object. And if I print out, let's just go and print out B3 for now. If I print out B3, it should print my Western Burger. So that works. So even though we create a Western Burger, it's going to take the form of the object class, and therefore we can print it out. Now, can we print out get price? If I press run, will it print anything? No. Why not? Because get price is in your Western Burger, but it's not in your object class. Your object class has a toString, equals, and among others, clone, and other threads methods that we're not going to use in this class. So therefore, we can actually print the object, but whenever we create a text form of an object, it does not print, cannot access the get method or the get price method. So this is so those are the rules for polymorphism. So the question is, when do I need to use it? So let's go and change it to a hamburger. And let's say that we're actually going to create a method, public, static. We're not going to return anything, we're just going to print the price. And in this case, we want to be able to print the price of a hamburger. And let's say that we're going to use the method twice. So if I have this as a Western Burger, and we're going to create a method that's going to calculate the price, let's assume that's going to be a more complex calculation that we don't want to do over and over again. And we can just say hamburger is the object that we're going to send in. You're going to say B, And the other thing that we're going to do is just going to be system.out.println. We're going to print B. So therefore, whenever I call the method from here, so I'm just going to call the method print price, send them B1. Now, if I send, well, let's go and send B1, and then we'll talk about what happens. Then it should be able to print 3.0. Or print the hamburger. I want to be able to print the price only. So I'm just going to say that get price. It should print 3.0, correct? Now, if I say print price for B2 or B3, then it should print 3.0 the first time, and then it should print anything. I'm sending in a Western burger, and will it print anything? It will. So what happens, even though this is a Western burger, and we takes form as a Western burger, whenever we send in a Western burger, and it arrives over here, it gets caught by this method, it's going to convert into a hamburger. It's going to pretend that it's a hamburger, so therefore this works. In the same way that if I want to be able to have this as a hamburger, that will work the same way. It's going to be exactly the same, correct? So I can actually leave this as a hamburger, Western burger. Now there's going to be times that this is a hamburger, this is a Western burger, and there might be other objects. So I can actually catch it as an object. And when I want to be able to print the price, well, I print the price. So this is hamburger. It's going to be sent to the method, but whenever it arrives here, it's going to arrive as an object. And can we print the price of the object? No. So it's going to give us an error, right? So one of the things that we can do, once we arrive over here, we can actually say, no, it's going to be, I'm going to catch as a object, but now I'm going to convert as to a hamburger. Because in reality, it's a hamburger, and I can go ahead and catch as an object. So it's going to be pretending to be an object here. It's going to take the form of an object class object. And now I can say ham equals B, and let's see what happens. And see if now we can actually print the hamburger price. Object now can convert to a hamburger. So even though this was a hamburger, and we send in a hamburger, we caught it as an object. In order to be able to convert it back into a hamburger, we need to cast it as a hamburger. The same way that we cast doubles or integers as a double, then we can just say, in reality, this is a hamburger. Even though you caught it as an object, in reality, this is a hamburger. So this is going to convert the object back to a hamburger, and now we can save it back into a hamburger. And now it should be able to print. Correct? So even though right now on the second here we created a hamburger, and we are going to assign it to a variable that is declared as a Western burger. So we create a Western burger, and we are going to assign it to a variable that's a Western burger. Once we send that in as a Western burger, it gets treated as an object, which gets changed to a hamburger, and therefore we should also print the hamburger price, which is $5. So you're going to see this often once you go into the next level class, where you are catching in hamburger as an object, then switching it back to a hamburger so you can access the methods within the class. Questions? Or we can also do it as a, now can we do this? Western burger. Will this work? Can we create a hamburger? Assign it to a hamburger variable, send it in, catch as an object, and now we convert it into a Western burger? What do you think? No, because a hamburger is not a Western burger. By Western burger is a hamburger, and that's what we are able to do as follows. So let me go through the second way that we can use this polymorphism to our advantage. Let's assume that we are going to create a whole bunch of hamburgers, and we're going to be taking orders, and we're going to be adding it to a receipt or to an array list, so we can do more with it. So if we're going to create 100 hamburgers, we don't want to be able to create 100 different variables. So we're going to create an array list of hamburgers. Even though we're going to store Western burger and hamburgers and Western burgers, we can convert the Western burgers into hamburgers. So you always want to be able to have the parent class here. And then we're going to say array equals new array list hamburger And now instead of calling the print price, we're going to add it to your the add v1 and our the add v3. And now we can say system.out.println. We're going to print our array. Now if I run it, you can now find simple array list. Remember that if you're going to use the array list, it's not something the class does not get imported automatically into Java. So we need to be able to type in or import java.util.java array list. And now if we run it, cannot print symbol system data. If I can spell print, that might be helpful. And now we have a hamburger, and then we have our Western burger. Now if you actually just notice that in this case there's no return after it press a comma and then place the next one over. So therefore, even though that this is a Western burger, once we place it into our array list, it gets converted to a hamburger, and therefore we can actually access all the methods. So if you want to be able to say system.out.println, give me the price for the first one, you can say array that get the first one that get price, and therefore I should be able to get printed as 5. Excuse me, 3, because the first one is a hamburger. So even though we are storing hamburgers, because they both have a get price, then we are able to get the price method. If I type in the price for the Western burger, it should print 5.0. If I want to be able to print the slices of bacon, for the Western burger, will that print? No. Because once you have an array list of hamburger, it's going to treat the Western burger as a hamburger, and the hamburger does not have a get bacon. Even though we can print the get price, and the reason that it prints the 5.0 is because both of them, the hamburger and the Western burger, have the same method, get price. Even though we never access the get price from the hamburger method because it gets overwritten on the Western burger method or class. Even though we never access it, they must have both the method in order for you to be able to use it. So this will conclude the lesson for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.